Okay. Let me see here. We are, I think we're live. Let me just change the settings here to show public. Give me just like 1 second while we're waiting. I would love to hear where you guys are, what city, what state, what country you represent as you guys are here. Let me hit comments so I can actually see the comments. That would be good. There's Lisa. Yay. Okay, so my name is Dr. Sharnael Wolverton-Sehon. I'm with Swiftfire True TV. While we're getting settled here, I just super excited to have Jen Mccarty here with us again. She's been with us before, and while we're getting set up, Jen, you can actually go to the page and share, so it'll go to your Facebook, or if you have Twitter, you can retweet.
I'll retweet, yeah. I've just shared to my Facebook community. So if you're watching this on my Facebook community, please could you share this video? It's going to be a really powerful discussion between me and our beautiful sister. So that would be amazing.
Yes, we want to get as many people connected to you and what we're doing. Basically, what I was hoping to do with this new conversation is, number one, catch up and see not only how you're personally doing with all the transitions, but also how the UK is doing. And then allow people to find out where your new page is, because you can share a little bit about what happened with that and let people get reconnected with you.
Yeah.
And then I also wanted to see just what you think about where we are with this new positioning of the planets and where we're at. And kind of that goes. So first of all, thank you for being with us here today again. Appreciate you so much. Yeah, so we know that your Facebook channel, it's been maybe about a month now?
Yeah.
Or your Facebook page, I should say.
Yeah. So that was what would you call deactivated around the beginning of November, just before the day before the election. So, but really, really great things have come out of that. And within about 2 days of it happening, I got a very, very strong download from Spirit that I was to birth my book, my first book, and I was to birth it from the 11/11 portal to the 21st of December. So to literally to birth that book in that portal. And what I realized was that my relationship with I'm going to call it FB was basically, it was just sucking all my energy, and I was putting so much energy into creating very, very temporary kind of like, it wasn't creating a permanent legacy. And I really feel like my higher self team want me to create a permanent legacy in the form of a book. So I definitely do not feel victimized in any way. It was my own higher self that completely and utterly stepped in and intervened. And it was the greatest blessing probably of my life so far, because I was so drawn into serving my community all the time that I just didn't have any more energy to create the book, and other things as well. So
what is the book about? Can you share a little bit about?
Okay. Sure. So my sort of like main speciality subject, I would say, is twin flames, divine partnerships, the Heros Gamos, Kundalini awakening, the inner alchemical marriage of the sacred masculine and feminine. That's really, the teachings that I'm here to share and to reactivate and remind everyone. And so basically the book is about the role of twin flames with regards to this current planetary ascension. What role are twin flames playing in this particular planetary ascension? And so I go into a lot of depth about, many, many aspects of the twin flame template, of what it is to be a twin flame, to what it is to actually have that experience of being with your twin flame. I also speak about other types of relationship, like soulmate relationships, karmic relationships. I'm just going to quite a lot of explanation about the different types of soul-based relationships. But I also talk about the Solar Flash event, which is very much connected to my FB group that I created in 2018 on International Women's Day, unbeknownst to me. But I created this group, and it was like a zeitgeist, because because at that time everyone was having loads of dreams about the event. There was like this mass awakening going on where loads of brothers and sisters were just like getting downloads about this event. And so I just happened to create this and make this group called The Event Is Happening, and it somehow connected in with, I believe, with the 144,000 star seeds. And so within a month we had 11,000 members join, and then we had 22,000 members in the second month, and then every month it was just exponentially expanding.
Wow.
And it was a really, really powerful experience, because I created the group with very, very, very tight boundaries. Like, this is a fifth dimensional, sacred, kind, loving space. And if you are going to be hurtful or rude or disrespectful to any member, you will be instantly blocked. And so I just had this policy that, like, you know, that we had to create this vibration of heaven on earth. Like, we've all got to just do our little bit to create that fifth dimensional culture. So this group was created, and it was all connected to the Solar Flash event, because I actually received a download from my spirit team in 2017 that there was going to be an event, and I didn't know anything about the event. But they came in and they said to me, Jen, there's going to be an event. It's definitely about to happen, and you've got to tell everyone. Like, you've got to tell everyone that it's going to be an event. And they said there's going to be all this light. There's going to be light that you've never ever seen before coming to the earth, and but it's not going to be light. It's like they were giving me downloads. So it's like how spirit communicates. It's just like do you know what I mean? They just explain it. And they said it's going to be like palpable God presence that is actually going to be like coming through. So it's not like light. It's actually everyone is going to be touched by the grace of God. And they said to me, like, this is happening. This is going to be happening. And you need to be focused on music, because one of the most important things that, you know, the hallmarks of a cultural, spiritual revolution, any revolution, is the music. So my team were very adamant that I had to get on with the music. And so that was my relationship or experience with the event. And so I knew deeply, because I was shown, do you know what I mean, that this really is going to happen. And then I went on to find out that, you know, other people were talking about it. Like, I then found out about Alison Coe and all the great work with the QHHT, and then also there was many other people that were bringing through this information about the event. So the book is basically about twin flames and the event, and what is the relationship between you know, with what is going on.
Cool. Well, and when do you anticipate it being out? Or I know you're in the birthing it, but what is the timeline on that?
So basically, I completed the first draft on the 21st of December, and I'd like to just, you know, send a message out to everyone that it's so powerful to set goals. Like, when it comes to manifesting big things, it's really powerful to set goals, because all of the forces of the universe conspire to assist you to make it happen. So even though I got the idea to write the book on the 4th of November, Spirit was like, no, 11/11. It's got to be 11/11 to the 21st. That is the birthing process of this book. And they said you will have the complete draft, the complete first draft in your hand by the 21st. So basically, I've completed the first draft. That was yesterday. That was a phenomenal accomplishment to have really, really got there. It was so easy. It was just like breathing to me, bringing through that book. And I've got loads and loads of books that I'm going to be bringing through now. But it's going to be published on the 14th of February.
Awesome. Love that date. Awesome. Good. So how are things physically, mentally, spiritually in the UK right now? I heard, you know, Carrie Cassidy is over there, and I have other friends that are over there. And are you on lockdown, or are you not on lockdown? I've heard some people are and some people aren't. Like, what's happening over there right now?
So they basically, they're coming in with this whole tier system, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and then Boris was like, oh well, it would be inhumane for us to cancel Christmas, and he kept on saying that it would be inhumane for us to cancel Christmas. And then 3 or 4 days before Christmas, he makes up a brand new tier 4 all of a sudden exists, and then suddenly Christmas is cancelled for everyone in tier 4, and blah blah blah, and everyone goes, you know, everyone gets really, really nervous. So I'm not up Brighton, where I live, is not tier 4. it's I think it's tier 2, which is everything's open, but there is like, you know, but the problem is that it's the elderly and the family members that you know aren't really researching what's going on, that are really, you know, sticking to their guns with this. So that's why I won't be seeing my family this Christmas, you know, because not because of me, but because of the elderly ones. They don't want it.
Interesting. So, and the tiers are based on what? Like,
they're based on, well, in my opinion, they're based on lies, because it just doesn't seem to be any scientific basis or to anything as far as I can ascertain. So I've been speaking to Charlie Freak quite a lot about this, and the message from Charlie, and it really, really resonates for me, is that Boris is reading from a script, and basically he is working for the White Hats, and the reason why this is all happening is to awaken the people of the UK to realise that this is treacherous, the way the government is treating the people. It's utterly treacherous, and he's having to be like as clearly treacherous as he possibly can, but still so many people are like, oh yeah, but even Boris just said, he said it would be inhumane, but do you know what I mean, the people are like, oh yeah, we'll do it. It's phenomenal, the level of density, phenomenal. So according to Charlie, this is, and it does resonate for me, that this is all to awaken everyone, you know, to the tyranny. What do you reckon?
You know, that's a big question too. You know, I think that there are powers to be that enjoy their powers, and that they are exercising whatever they think they could get away with. Until and people are just where they're at until they're not. And you know, I don't necessarily know about people being white hats, black hats, or this being a big script situation. Who knows? That would be great if, you know, I know there's lots of people who are saying, you know, Trump's in control and all these things are going on and everything's just playing out and it's just a big movie and it's all for us to see. And if that is true, then we will find out. You know, we're just until then, we are waiting, just like everybody else, to see how this is going to unfold. And hopefully, in the process, people will continue to do their research and see what all the side effects and different things can be recorded, you know, with the V and all the other stuff that's going on. So people can be informed, and or looking inward, clearing, doing all the work necessary as we can, both on an individual and a collective, and staying in the whole imagination piece of holding truth, holding love, you know, setting intentions, meditation, eating good, you know, good fruit and greens, and, you know, high vibe diet, and all the things that, because here's the thing, honestly, is we can only be responsible for us, responsible. And so if we, you know, we can get all bent out of shape about whatever people think or whatever they believe. And it is frustrating, and it can be when you're dealing with whoever and they just aren't there. And also, if we were the controlling vector in all this, then, you know, we would just go around and make everybody believe what we wanted. And that's not part of what life is about. You know, part of life is choice and will. And there is will involved, and there is choice involved, and there is consequences to each and every choice, as you know. So, again, you know, we just actually here, they just threw over the governor's emergency mandate once again, and this time, supposedly, he won't be able to do any more emergency mandates until he rectifies whatever from October 23rd, some legislative piece or whatever. And do you know that if I walk around, there's people still wearing the face diapers, and there are some stores who outside of the government will make their own rules. And even in some states like Florida, the governor has no mandate whatsoever. And there are some stores that just made up their own rules and decided this is our mandate and you can't come in without it. And guess what? You won't see me. And like I just shared with someone else, when I was in Florida. I literally drove by on the bridge. There was a guy fishing all alone with no one around, in nature, with nothing anywhere outside, and he had one on. And it's just like in a state that doesn't even have a mandate. So it's like there's a certain level of, what are you thinking? And do you even understand what a mask is for and what's happening here? So I would love for people to do some research on nanotechnology and just some other things that are really prevalent to right now. Because again, with each choice are consequences, and I prefer us to be as human as possible and not get into the whole transhuman AI situation that is very probable and is already here. So do you care to speak on any of that in code as much as possible?
Anything in particular? I mean, because there was a lot. I really, really resonated with everything that you said. And where are you in America?
I'm in Louisiana right now.
Right.
And like I said, this got overturned within the last 2 days. It's the second time that the House of Representatives has turned it over. Yeah. And if you go outside and look, you wouldn't know the difference, because there's still people who are doing whatever they think is the thing to do based on fear. And then there's a lot of people who've never even done any of it from the beginning. You could go to the store and you get kind of a mix. I'm seeing more and more people waking up and just kind of doing their own thing, and having logic, which is good to have information. So, and then there's other people that you're just like, wow, okay. So I don't know. What do you do with those, with that?
Yeah, it's it has been very, very shocking for me to go out and see how many people are wearing face diapers. I mean, it's just jaw dropping, and a lot of young people, I just can't believe it. I can't fathom it that they've swallowed it. It's just so horrendous, it's so blatantly, obviously a scam, and it is mind-boggling, truly, truly mind-boggling that so many people. Like, I go to the supermarket and there will be, say, I don't know, 100 people there. I will be the only person not in a mask. Wow. Like, I'm thinking 99%. That's what I'm faced with. That's what this has been my supermarket experience. Like, literally no one.
Well, it's getting better here. Like in the last few places, I guess it just depends on where you go, but some place, it's about probably 30-40% people not. And it wasn't like that a little bit ago. But I think that the longer that it's happening, maybe some people have had time to look into some things, and as the noose has gotten tighter and the timeline has gotten longer, it's giving people a chance, I think, to look into some things and actually start to think for themselves. I think critical thinking is really important. But anyway, so where are you on? Obviously, there's a huge planet shift that happened, and we're on day 1 of this new day, and December 22nd, 2020. 22, all the 2s.
Yeah, very auspicious.
Yeah. So where are we on that? Like, what's your take on all this, and what's the opportunity here for us?
Well, I think that what happened yesterday was, there was a critical mass of people meditating and really, really holding energy for the grand conjunction. That has massively affected the timeline, and any sort of kind of lower residual timelines are just collapsed now, because there were so many of us that got together to really, really hold that space for the energy of this. Because I see the grand conjunction as like a doorway. It's like a doorway of light. Behind that door is so much light. Do you know what I mean? And it was like that was the doorway. And God was like, oh, guys, they're open that door today. You've seen that door for so long. And yesterday was that but it's a big old ancient door. It's not like you can just like pull it open. Do you know what I mean? It was that sort of tentative, right, we've got our hands on it and we're going to start pulling it. But we all need to be together. Like, we all need to be unified as a humanity for that. Do you know what I mean? And I think that like, if I read the energy of what happened yesterday, it was very, very successful. It was very, very powerful and triumphant, because enough people were awakened to hold space in ceremony, in meditation yesterday. So with regards to what I'm being shown about the energy of this doorway, what is behind this doorway, I see it as more and more, it's kind of like this wave is coming, and we're now going to be receiving more energy from galactic central, if you like, in the form of photonic light particles that are a little bit more upgraded, maybe a lot more upgraded. And so as these photonic light particles interact with our DNA, they begin to send information, higher and higher levels of information to our DNA, pertaining to the truly alignment and coming online of our spiritual gifts, which are infinite. So I really see the energies of this gateway. If you are in service and, you know, really working with the heart energy, that you will experience very much an expansion in your spirituality and your connection with your higher self. And you will notice that many great things start happening for you, and you'll have loads of synchronicities, loads of numbers, and it will just be proof. The universe will be like, it's a magical universe, it's a magical universe, it's a magical universe, like constantly getting that reality that this is a magical universe. This is not this 3D illusory matrix. Do you know what I mean? This is like 5D heaven on earth, 5D multidimensional heaven on earth. That is truly what this is. So I see really the energy of this being how it works with humanity's consciousness is an opening and a deepening and expansion towards our higher self. That's how I see it.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes it can be, you know, pain is a great teacher, unfortunately. And so I know that there's a lot of people going through a lot of different things, especially with the holidays here. People who have lost loved ones, people dealing with, quote, being alone, which the program of death is fun and easy, right? But, you know, I do everything I can in my discipline to just focus on, again, what I am responsible for, what I am responsible for, what I can do, what I can attribute, what I can give, what I can research on, what I can study, and just being love and you know, forgiving myself, working on me. I don't know if you saw, I did a thing with Magenta and Laura here recently, and because I had gotten this message maybe a week ago about a stitch in time saves 9. And when I got that, I really looked into what that really, the depth of what that means. The stitch, when I looked up, having to do with mending and that whole sine wave of, you know, the DNA, and just the weaving of all of us as a collective, and not only mending and forgiving and moving with our own selves, but with others, and how that would actually shift humanity as we're all coming together in this this DNA strand, this timeline, and how we can win, with this tipping point. And I'm just believing that what you're saying is, you know, with this meditation and with this extra kind of energy behind us, that we can actually go into a loving and beautiful, wonderful timeline that will serve us to our best and our highest.
Yeah, and that I believe that has been achieved on the higher dimensional planes. It's just now a case of how that filters down and how quickly it filters down, you know. So hopefully there's going to be some big shifts on the collective level as well, because as Saturn and Jupiter move out of Capricorn is very, you know, it's connected to the old patriarchal way of, it's very controlling and it's very quite hard, whereas Aquarian is much more free and much more true and much more based on equality, it's the opposite of patriarchy in a way. So I think what we'll start to see, we truly are witnessing the collapse of this, political structure that we've all lived with for the past few hundred years. And the stars are just kind of like just going, oh, humanity, just in case you didn't realize, we're just going to make this grand conjunction just to like make it an absolute fact that you realize that's it's the end. It's the end of that old way, and that's connected to Saturn in Capricorn, very, very much so. And as all these energies move into Aquarius, it's just so much lighter and much more in tune with our hearts and the fact that we're all children of God. It's very much connected to that memory, So I believe that our education systems will start having more meditation and yoga and self-awareness and teaching life skills and all the things that children actually need to become, at one with their soul and higher self. So all of the aspects of society will start like shifting into that Aquarian energy. So, I'm getting it really clearly right now that this system is massively, truly, truly collapsing right before our eyes. And in England, like the way our Prime Minister has been behaving is it's just glaringly obvious that this is a fallen tower. this is what a fallen tower sounds like. Do you know what I mean?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what is next for you? We have like a couple seconds. I know we went over a little bit, and you have stuff and I have stuff, but how can people find you now with your new channel? I know this is your new Facebook, but let people know where to find you and how they can connect with you going forward.
I think if you just put in Jen Mccarty, all my Instagram, YouTube, everything will come up. And just the book's going to be amazing. The book's going to be out on the 14th of February, and just to, come and join my Facebook community, because I'm sharing excerpts from the book, and it's really, really powerful. So I'm sharing a lot of very, very deep mystical information, because it is time now. It's time for children to remember their true origins and divinity. And it's all just been hidden, but no more. Yes. So very powerful scripture that has been brought through and birthed in this auspicious time, and I very much look forward to sharing it with everyone. That is really, really my heart on paper. So yeah, awesome. That's what connect with me. So it's called Twin Flames and the Event.
Awesome. So you guys, I'm going to have you send me all of that if you can. Sure. And I will put that up in the comments so they can find a clickable link. Sure. And again, Miss Jen, I sure appreciate your time and your investment here with us today. You have a beautiful Christmas.
Thank you,
and New Year, and we will keep in touch over this next season. Stay safe and secure where you are over there across the pond. And bye, you guys. Take care. Please go to swiftfire.org too and get on the newsletter. It's a free newsletter. It explains all the different things we got going on for this week. Tonight, I'm going to be on a live with Venice Beach guy on Instagram. And then we have Jason Q later on this week too, which we're still working out when that's going to be exactly, because we're normally on Thursday at 7, but that is Christmas Eve. So I got to talk to him and find out if we're going to still do that. But I love all of you. Hope to see you guys soon. Bye, Jen, and we will talk soon. All right, bye-bye.
Bye, guys.